Thank you, Fazil. It's a pleasure to be here, and salam to you. I've known Fazil and Rahat for a number of years. They came and visited Acacia College when I was working there. They shared their dream, and they shared their vision, and they shared their passion. And right from the onset of meeting them, we were kindred spirits. We shared the same journey. I commenced Acacia College as a foundation principal. Exactly the same concept, grass paddock. There was still a livestock on it when I commenced. And we built a community up to over 650 students from prep through to year 10, when unfortunately we didn't have something like Barakah sitting behind us. The investment behind Acacia College wasn't nearly as stable and fruitful, and unfortunately that had led to the closure after just 3 years of growth. 0 students to 650 students in 3 years it was my journey. So I share the journey, I share the passion, I share the vision. What I share though is a dream for education for children. When you invest in this sort of investment, it's more than just children, it's a community. One thing I dreamed for my previous school was to build a community and to get the community in, and I really had to work to get that done. Here, since the first day I've arrived, I've met members of the community every day who don't have children here. They come to pray, they come to share. I've enjoyed getting to meet people and share their stories. I think that is such an enriching environment for children at this school to be in. This is the last to share a quick history of who I am. I've got 23 years as a teacher. I'm first and foremost a teacher. I think when you have a love for education, you teach first, you administer second. So I am 23 years as a teacher. 13 of years of that I've spent as in leadership in schools, and 8 years as a principal. I also have international experience. I've been on the board of a group of schools for 11 years in India. It's a collection of schools, 57 schools nationally across India, Dubai and the Maldives. So I serve on the board and feel the international perspective of what we do is certainly essential. In fact, when I come here, it's so nice, and I say hand on heart, it's so nice not to be in a monoculture. It's so nice to be in such an enriching and diverse culture of people. I've enjoyed getting to know that. So I've been here 5 weeks. 5 weeks doesn't seem long, but I can tell you it feels like an eternity. I feel like in the 5 weeks I've got to know most of the students, nearly 50% by name, and that's something that I actually invest my heart and soul into. But it's a name set as a white Australian that you'd imagine that I'm struggling with some of the terminology, but the children have been fantastic with me on that. But why I'm here, 300 students, we have 40 staff, and we are growing. This year will be the year that Al Sirat finishes the year with more students, and its growth for next year is assured. We're adding additional staff, additional students, and additional classes, and I think that's a sign that the community also believes in what we're doing. Building the vision. What I do is connect with the vision, and the reason I'm here is because I think I was coming here before I even knew I was coming here. When I speak to Fazil and Rahat, they kind of smile at me a lot when we talk in strategy meetings, and I said, "You knew I was going to be here, didn't you?" And I said, "Yes, we did." I said, "Well, I didn't know I was going to be here, but I'm pleased I am." And it's such a good journey to be on. So we're building a school that is in the Islamic tradition, that values education of the individual as a global citizen. And I think that's a really powerful statement that we've been talking about. But more particularly, what I have done in the first 5 weeks is reconnect the staff, the students, and hopefully the community with the values of the school. You'll see when you go around classrooms, you'll see the values of the school written. When I walk through the school, I talk to the students about the values, about what we do. And they are sunnah, taking responsibility, good manners, perseverance, and that has been the focus for last week, perseverance. And one beautiful young girl, when I asked her on Thursday, asked the group, "Can you just tell me what perseverance means?" And she says, "You just try, and then you just try again." And I think that's a representative of what I'm seeing here in the community. We would not be here at Al Sirat if it weren't for people like you who didn't persevere. We wouldn't be here if Fazil and Rahat decided that it was all getting a bit hard. The tax office, the land, council, compliance. I've been through that whole process, and you spend so much time doing things other than education, which is why I'm here, which is my passion. And the last school value, and this is something that reflects this group, is benefiting others. Benefiting others is such an important value in life for anyone. I don't mind their background, anyone that's benefiting others. So I had a chat to some students, understanding we were having this gathering, and I said, well, just talk me through. I've got to know a lot of them. I said, talk me through what the benefit of Barakah has done for you. And I had to explain to the students that that's the reason why we get our facilities and we get a building like this, is because people invest and believe in you as children, believe in the education and believe in the school. I said many people haven't been to the school. Can I just get a reflection of actually who hasn't actually physically been on site before? Is there a hands up? Don't be afraid. Okay, there are a few people who haven't physically been here. I thank you. I invite you to come back when there's students here. And if you want to see what puts a smile on my face every day and why I get out of bed early to come here, it's the students. And once you connect with the students here, your heart will swell and you'll really understand the good that you're doing. But I had a chat to the students about 5 years. I've been through the portables and the gravel and everything else. I said, what's this building done for you? It's changed, I can tell you, it has changed the culture of the school within 5 weeks. Buildings are not everything. It's what happens in the classroom that's really the most important. You can teach in a paddock, you can teach in a tent, but this is, students are now saying, hey, we've got a real school. This feels like a real school. It's easier to learn. I was delighted to hear someone say, it's more peaceful, Mr. Houghton, it's more peaceful. I went, yeah, it is more peaceful. When you come in here with a room full, most of our students now from prep through to 8, other than the years 7 and 8, our 7 and 8, our 9s and our 7 and 8 girls, our year 9 girls and boys, everyone else is actually operating in this building. There's 5, 6, 7, 8 boys far down the other end, and then all the other students through to 5, 6 girls in that classroom there. It's amazing. We've got nearly, I'd say probably 250 students operating in here every day, and it's peaceful. It has this really nice hum or buzz. And as an educator, I can't really describe that until you feel it. You come in here, you can actually feel and hear and see learning happening. And I think that's fantastic. I'll tell you a story about a small boy. On Friday I was walking around. I tend to do a lot of walking. Students have got to know me. I come in and out of classrooms. I like to talk to them in the playground when they're learning. As a principal, I do not like to only meet a student when they come to my office. I think many of you, everyone's been to school, I'm sure, but when I talk to parents and students, and parents in particular, their experience of the principal is if they never met the principal for their entire school life, that was a good thing. Because it meant they weren't in trouble. Or they stayed out of the principal's way, and hopefully if they saw him just like I am here on a podium, then okay, we can put up with that, but please don't engage with me because I might be in trouble. I flipped that absolutely 180 degrees. I believe in connecting with students where they're at, where they're learning, because the conversations I can have with students reminds me why I actually go back to my office and write those emails and do those spreadsheets and do all those things, because if I'm not doing everything in my day to make the lives of the children here better, then I'm not doing my job. So I met this boy, year 2, and we're just having a chat about how school's going, and he said, good. I said, you have been in a bit of trouble. I said, you been in trouble today? He goes, no. I said, fantastic. And he shook hands and he was really happy. And he was telling me about what's going on. I said, we've got a few people coming, we're going to see where the people are sitting and everything else. He goes, who's coming to the school? I said, well, the people who paid for this building, the people who made this happen. He goes, oh, really? I thought the school did that. I said, well, yeah, the school does that, but we need people to help us. We need people to invest, we need people to come in. And it's very hard to describe that to a year 2 boy without getting too complex. I said, but basically, it just makes that they made sure that you have the building you have. And he looked at me a while, and he looked a little bit puzzled. I said, what's wrong? He goes, can you tell them thank you? So, from me, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for your investment. And on behalf of the students of Alsarat, I thank you too. Thank you.